Hello everyone, welcome to Cookies Enabled. I am Will, your host, and next to me here is Andrew, my secondary host and editor as well. And today might be our last day on Wednesday. Unfortunately, we might be switching to Thursdays or Fridays or a different day, only because of work issues. So right now we're on Wednesday, but next week, check out our Facebook and our Twitter and whatnot. And as soon as we know exactly what day it's going to be, I will have all of that time posted and whatnot for you guys. But we usually always do our live broadcast every Wednesday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. I know I screwed up the title on this one, so sorry about that. I was doing some testing over the weekend, and I will fix all of that later. So if you're watching this past tense, don't worry about that title, guys. Anyway.
Well, it's a restaurant. Work schedules change.
Right.
We were originally going to do it tomorrow, but due to some fortunate circumstances with staffing, I was off today. We were thinking something like, what's new Wednesdays? On Thursday.
Yeah,
I want to keep the name. Do it.
Right.
But fortunately got a chance. You're going to see my camera move. That's because I wasn't expecting to do this today, and I don't have my tripod. But it'll work.
Right, we don't have a huge episode today either. It's a lot of more fun topics and a couple of random serious ones, but mostly fun today, I'd say. Oh my gosh, yes. And speaking of which, now we always usually start with our space news. We're going to jump in here. SpaceX,
Yep.
I don't think there really is any tons of SpaceX news. It's not really huge news.
We're
but
getting closer and closer to the orbital launch of Starship. SN20, they've done a static fire. They are building the new Raptor engine facility in Boca Chica. So we're going to get, that's going to be a much faster turnaround time for these engines. Because you need 29, I believe, for
holy crap.
Manufacture in California and ship it to Texas? No. Let's build a facility right there that we can churn them out, and they only have to go a few hundred yards to be installed on Starship. So I'm going to streamline the process. I'd say a good amount. So we're going to see something soon.
Hopefully. Yeah.
You've been through this before. There's several weeks of a lull, no big news. Yeah. But then all of it, it's like, hey, we're launching it. So we're excited to see that.
Right.
That's about it for SpaceX. But we did get a pretty awesome launch this morning.
We did.
From a different company. We've touched on them before, Blue Origin.
Yeah.
Now, we all know there's a lot of animosity towards Jeff Bezos, which is, granted. But William Shatner, Captain Kirk, went to space.
Yeah, and I have the image we had on last week as well here.
They passed the Kármán line, so technically he did actually go into space.
Yes.
He technically now is considered an astronaut, which is amazing.
That is so cool.
I think we've got a video.
I do.
I don't think we have the audio, but it's in the background. But it's him.
Yeah, this is the blast off for him. And I have another one that I'll play here as well, and I don't know if the audio is going to come through on that one because it's a little different. But yeah, I have both of them going here. This is the Blue Origin launch with Shatner in it. Obviously, thank you to MC for broadcasting this for us live this morning. We were able to jump on this. Again, I turned the audio off. They're just kind of commenting like, here he goes, now it's going this fast. And I mean, it's really, you don't need to hear what they're talking about.
It's your standard launch audio, when they reach max Q, which maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Right.
That's where they're going so fast and there's still enough atmosphere. That is the most amount of aerodynamic pressure on the spacecraft. That is the most dangerous part of launch.
Yes.
If you can do that, you're probably good.
Yep.
But again, they're launching an American and Canadian because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
William Shatner, Captain Kirk, into space. The oldest person ever to go into space, too. He is 90.
Yes, 90 years old. Oldest person ever in space.
He does not look or act like a 90-year-old.
No, and in the next video that I'll show you, we're almost done with this first one here. You see him walking around and he's talking to everybody. He literally sounds like he's maybe 60s or 70s, not 90s. I mean, wow. Good job for you, Shatner, because wow.
We have the time to show the whole video, but I
Yeah.
encourage you to watch it. It's you can hear it in his voice how emotional it is for him. I mean, picture if you were the captain of the Enterprise for decades and you finally got to actually go into space.
Right. You went from being in a basement pretending to be in space to actually blasting off the planet into space. I mean, that's pretty revolutionary, I gotta say.
You know, some of what you hear during the video that you're about to play with him talking
Right.
afterward, you can hear him choking up, talking about you see this blue sky, and once you get high enough, it's like a sheet is just thrown off, and it's all of a sudden black. He was saying, "Thank you for this profound experience."
Right.
He said, "I hope I never get over this."
Right, because why would you want to?
The videos of from the Inspiration 4 of them opening the cupola and seeing Earth beneath them, basically, I would be a sobbing mess.
Yeah.
I could not cry.
Yeah, I would have a really hard time composing myself for sure. I mean, it's just it's overwhelming, you know. So.
And, yeah, again, all of these companies are in some way doing something to advance spaceflight, even if their reasons are not as admirable.
Yeah, that's true.
There's still innovation. There is still jobs. There's something positive coming out of all of it.
Always. Yeah.
No matter what, like across the board, there's something good coming from it. And even here, it's a little bit of excitement and inspiration for every person who grew up watching Star Trek, learning. I mean, maybe it's a little ironic that Star Trek, that
little bit,
about the advancements of humanity and moving beyond capitalism and all of that, being shot into space by like the Lex Luthor of capitalism.
Yes,
but
love the reference there.
I can put that aside for a minute and say that I'm thoroughly 100% happy that Bill Shatner got a chance in his life to actually go into space.
Yes.
He does.
Absolutely.
If anybody does it, it's him.
Yeah, him and I mean, maybe like Bill Nye. I mean, I'm sure I mean, there's a few other random people. But I mean, it's only because, you know, but he really, I mean, I think Patrick Stewart would probably be the only other person I'd love to see go. But he's like 98 or something. So I don't know if they could do that. So.
Well, they sent Bill up there. They could send Patrick Stewart.
I mean, he has been doing lots of filming and stuff, so it's not like he's not active enough to do it, you know?
With every single Star Trek captain on that ship.
Oh my God, Janeway! Oh my God, get Janeway up there!
This was a show, a crew, cast of these actors that inspired the next generation. You go to pretty much anybody who works at NASA or works at JPL.
Yep.
A good of them were inspired growing up watching Star Trek. One of my
Goldberg,
favorites.
Yes. Oh, thank you for bringing her up. Yeah.
Well, she's coming back.
Yes, she is.
In
Picard.
Discovery, she's supposed to be doing her role as Guinan.
Really?
But when she saw Uhura as the communications officer on a starship.
Yeah.
And the way she explained it when she saw that and talked to her mom was she said, like, she saw her and told her mom, "Ma, there's a black woman on TV and she ain't no maid."
Oh, exactly. Yep.
I mean, racial issues, especially the 60s into the 70s, you didn't see that. She had one of the most important roles on the bridge of a starship. And that's why Whoopi wanted to be on Star Trek. She wanted to be on there, and they gave her a spot.
I'm going to pull up image for you guys here. But yeah, she was one of my favorites.
On that show, have done her career if it weren't for someone like Uhura. Any young black woman in the 60s seeing someone that's their color in a role as an officer on a starship, that they broke boundaries. They showed people that you can be whatever you want to be. So seeing this come to fruition, seeing Kirk go up. I mean, I'd love to see Nichelle Nichols go up there
Right,
too.
right. Oh man, that'd
All
be awesome.
inspired so many people, and again, it's really really cool.
It is really cool. I'm getting a picture added here for you guys. So you can see Whoopi here for me. Sorry, bear with me. This is probably gonna look real bad for a second. But yeah, again, she was probably one of my favorites, and she pops up in mainly in Enterprise. But I swear she's in she's in at least one of the movies as well. I'm sorry, say again.
Next Generation. It's not Enterprise.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Next Generation. Wow, I can't believe I screwed that up. They're on the Enterprise, I think is what I was thinking. But it is not the Enterprise series. So yeah, there's a totally difference. But here's a picture of Captain James T. Kirk and Ghana sitting in the 10 forward, which is always where they are in the movie, which is essentially a bar. It doesn't actually serve liquor. If you know anything about Star Trek, they have a synthetic liquor, which yeah, exactly. And it doesn't actually get you drunk, but it gives you some of the same side effects, so you feel like it, but you're not actually like hungover the next day, essentially. And you can still work.
I have an image I just said that I think you have to post too.
Oh, okay.
It's Guinan, her character. She always had the fun hat.
Yes, love the hats.
The hat actually looks like saucer section of the Enterprise, and post the photo.
Oh my gosh, yes.
To share it.
Oh my gosh, yes, I gotta post this. Okay, everybody bear with me again. This might look real bad. I'm so sorry. I don't know how this is gonna come out on the screen, so bear with me here. Whoopi. And I love Whoopi. I'm so sorry. This is a little funny because it's exactly what how you describe it is exactly how it's gonna pop up on the screen. I gotta find the image now. Where did I save this? Oh, it's in my wrong folder.
It's, the bartender, again, 10 forward. It was the front of the ship. It was deck 10 on the ship, which is why they call it that. That was where everybody relaxed.
Yep.
They basically created that set and those sets.
Yes.
And so many scenes were set in there. She had been part of the show for, I think, since season 2
like 2,
on.
Yeah, 2 or 3, I want to say. She jumps right in. I mean, you don't see her at all in season 1, and in fact, they don't even talk about 10 forward at all. They mention it, I think, here and there, but that's it. You know, they don't really show you what it looks like.
No, and they did that. She had a large role in Star Trek Generations movie.
Yes, Generations movie. That's what it was. Yep.
Whoopi go up in space.
Oh
that
my God.
would be.
Yes, they need to do that. They need to get her and oh shoot, Janeway and Janeway's counterpart, the Borg lady. I can't. Why am I totally blanking on these names? I'm sorry. Say again.
7 of 9.
7 of 9. Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
7 of 9.
Get Data. Get everybody who's alive that's been in Star Trek and just launch them into space.
Just do it. Just let them survive. Turn that into a reality TV show.
Now I'm going to be very upset because they're releasing all from the Blue Origin launch soon. Okay. I'm going to be very, very sad if he did not do the whole face of Final Frontier while he was up there.
You know he had to have. I mean, you can't not do it.
He had to have done something.
I mean,
please.
He might have made a mockery of it in some way. I could see him doing that. I mean, he's not only 90, but he's a comedian, so that's kind of his territory, you know? So, I don't know. He's definitely worth it. I'm so glad that he got to do this. And so glad that we got to see all these images. I'm going to post all that stuff in the sources. If you guys want to watch any of those videos, they're all on YouTube. We did have a live broadcast, but it was really hard for me to capture, so I just went with the other ones instead. But
we did miss a tiny bit of SpaceX news.
Oh.
They are adding the landing arms. I sent you the photos.
Yes.
Mechazil, that's going to be catching Starship. They are there. They are being installed. So we are getting closer to orbital launch. Now,
weeks away probably.
It's a two-pronged arm that the ship's going to land in between and lowers back on.
Yep.
Accurate, so they can get back on to the launch pad, refuel it, and launch it again.
Man, I had that video, but I can't find it. I did have that video saved somewhere, but it's okay. I mean, if you can send it, I can totally repost it, but pretty sure we got it. I think they know what we're talking about. God, I can't even remember what episode that was. I want to say it was probably like 18 or 19, because we're on 30 right now, or 31. So yeah, ouch. But anyway, that's it for space news, everybody. Now, I had a really tough weekend. I got stuck trying to upgrade my desktop to Windows 11. And if anybody out there has had this problem, you probably know what I had to go through. So I'm a huge Microsoft supporter, first of all, but I don't know what happened here. Okay, so technically I'm doing this broadcast to you guys on Windows 11 machine. So I did get it working. I jumped through all the fiery hoops that I had to. And once you get through all the hoops and you click next, wow, Windows 11 actually was really super easy to install at that point. But getting to that point was almost impossible. And in fact, I gave up a couple of times, and I went back to the forums and did more digging and more searching. I honestly spent over 4 hours jumping through all the different hoops. So here's an image of one of the warning messages that might come up on your computer, and this will also show up under your Windows Update section. So if you go to check for Windows updates, it might say, hey, your PC's not 100% ready for Windows 11. Download the PC Check Health tool from Microsoft. Again, it'll be in the sources below. And that will actually scan your computer and tell you specifically what you got to do to get Windows 11 to work, or if you just can't support it at all. Apparently, my tablet doesn't have enough RAM, so that won't be able to support it, surprisingly. But there are 3 major factors that will prevent your computer from ever upgrading to Windows 11. And the first main one that I have not been able to find a way to bypass, and so far I have not found anything online to bypass it either, is if you are running or booting into an old BIOS state, you will not be able to run Windows 11. Unfortunately, Windows 11 only boots UEFI structure. So if you are running old BIOS drivers and on your motherboard, you will not be able to boot to Windows 11. And there is no workaround for that one yet. I'm sorry.
So there's going to be people who have no idea what it even means.
Yes.
To flash your BIOS.
Yes.
Are going to flash their BIOS. Oh, I feel so bad for you all. I'm sorry.
And that's just number one. We're not even into the thick of it. That's just the first part. So if you know how to fix that problem, again, I'm posting all of this stuff in the sources. There's going to be a huge amount of source links I'm going to post that are all going to get you through how to fix most of these problems. Again, that's the one problem you won't find a source link for, because there isn't a way to bypass it unless you can physically upgrade your motherboard to UEFI settings. Is the only way that's going to work. And there are very few boards out there that do that. Mostly AMD powered boards. I don't know any Intel ones that'll do that. So that's your first hurdle. Your second hurdle is if you are still booting your hard drive in a master boot record and not a GPT format, you will also not be able to boot Windows 11. Your hard drives will not be identified, and you will have to reformat your whole drive. Luckily, Microsoft thought this one through ahead of time, and actually, if you got Windows 10 installed, you already have the tool to fix this problem without having to reinstall or reformat absolutely anything. Go to your run settings, type in mbr2 gpt.exe and enter, run that program, and that will actually convert your drive over for you. There are ways to do it through command prompts. I'm going to post all that down below as well. And it is actually really super easy to do. It looks intimidating, but it's literally one command and the computer does all the work for you. It's just rewriting your boot disk for you, and that's it. Once that's done, you can boot. So that's a big glitch with the secure boot. If you have your secure boot enabled and all that stuff is good, but it's still telling you secure boot isn't enabled, it's probably because you're running or you're booting to a master boot record file, and that needs to be corrected. So good luck with that one. Again, it's nothing to break a sweat about. This last one, though, is definitely a doozy, unfortunately, and that is the slim number of processors that Microsoft decided to release as acceptable. Now, again, I am running Windows 11 right now and broadcasting on it, so obviously it's working, right? But would you believe that my CPU is not a supported CPU? Oh my gosh, it's only a 4-year-old CPU. I'm running a Ryzen 5 first gen processor, which is why it was not tested, because the first gen did have a lot of glitches, and yeah, so not surprised. They're already on like the 4th gen now, so of course, and I think Intel's on like the 10th gen or something. So again, a lot of these things are going to go away, but In order to fix this, you'd actually have to rewrite part of your Windows 10 registry file. So that way, when you go to install Windows 11, it copies those files permanently and it uses that to restructure. And you're essentially telling it to just bypass any CPU regardless of if it meets the standards or not. And that does work. Again, I have not been able to find a way to bypass RAM upgrades. If you've got 2 gigs, or I'm sorry, if you have 3 gigs or less of RAM, you will not be able to run Windows 11 directly. But if you got 4 gigs of RAM, you will, or more, essentially. So you need 4 gigs to run. Again, I don't know of a way to bypass this. There's some videos, but I don't believe them.
I think.
I'm sorry, say again?
Pretty much everybody has that much by now, unless they're running an older system. And at that point, you're not worried about Windows 11 anyway. So
no. Now I will say again, once I got past through all those stupid loopholes and I got Windows 11 installed, it was the easiest installation. In fact, it not only brought me right back to the exact same login screen that I saw on my Windows 10, but every icon was in the exact same spot. Nothing had changed. Everything, it was exactly the way I left it, including all my settings. Like literally, even like my focus assist was still left turned on. Revolutionary that they were able to carry all of that stuff over. And obviously, I didn't do a fresh install. I just, rewrote the Windows installs, and I did have it go back through and delete the old Windows 10. So it's just running Windows 11 and nothing else. And so far, like I said, this was probably the best install I've ever had, other than losing half my hair from pulling it out. So I have to give this one a real crappy 2 out of 5 of easeability for install. I would say only maybe 20% of the people watching this channel are going to be able to successfully install this without having to jump through any hoops, because you have to have something so top of the line that it literally just came out like a year ago. So if you just bought everything new, you're good. If you didn't, good luck. Read my source links below. Again, don't dive into torrents or there's a bunch of random Windows 11 like easy download crap. Don't buy into that stuff or click here to fix your Windows 11 crap. It's not that simple. So if you need help, find a professional or somebody, a geek near you, pull them aside, ask them some straight questions. Don't just click, because that's going to get you into trouble, and I don't want anybody getting viruses. So again, all the links I'm posting will be very, very helpful, and I'm sorry it's been such a mess. So on a lighter note, let's show some memes. Now, Andrew, I have to give you some credit for this one. I'm going to post yours first here because this was so funny. So you gave me this meme, and I love it, and I hope everybody gets where this came from because it's so freaking hilarious. But it says they found the Facebook employee responsible for the shutdown. And it's freaking, like, I want to say Newman, but that wasn't his name in the show. I can't remember his name in Jurassic Park, unfortunately.
Dennis Nedry.
Nedry, yes.
Yeah.
God, he was such a slob. I mean, his desk was a total disaster zone. I mean, the pizza boxes, Coke cans, and stuff. And
if for those who've not watched Jurassic Park,
please do.
First,
Netflix.
Go watch Jurassic Park. Also, he shuts down all the secret systems and everything so he can steal dinosaur embryos.
Yes.
And we had that day where Facebook, Instagram, both did not work for many hours, and everybody freaked out. I mean, the guy from Airplane.
Oh my God! Yes. Oh no, this one I think was the best because that movie it's so instrumental because it shows so much technology that we really don't have anymore today. It actually even showed the first one of the first like Linux-based operating systems where the whole file system is 3-dimensional, and she has to like click on the different parts of the file system to get to a security system, and it's literally how it goes.
Well, cool thing about it, there was I watched a video of like an IT administrator critiquing movies for their tech, like hacking and all. He said, "Yeah, it is a Unix system. No one's ever used a 3D navigation system like that because, I mean,
why would you?
But the file tree is accurate.
The file tree is accurate, yeah.
But you would just double click.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to click each individual one like she did in the movie. They're just adding suspense there.
Yeah. was decently accurate, and I mean the movie was.
It was very accurate. I mean, considering they're bringing dinosaurs back to life, it's pretty scientifically accurate, actually. You know, other than the dinosaur part, that is. You know, so I mean, not that it wasn't that far off, but you know, we're not getting into that topic today. But that one, seriously, if you've never seen this movie, I know it's on Netflix right now. It was on Hulu for a while. I think they just changed Netflix to, you know, like they usually do every now and then. It jumps back and forth. So definitely check it out if you guys haven't seen it, because holy hell, it's so funny. It's very intense. If you've never seen it, again, this was before CG was like super, super good. We're talking 1998, I think, is when it came out, or 99. So it was just before like the Matrix boom, essentially, where we got like a breakthrough in green screen and blue screen technologies, you know. But yeah,
well,
was it
1993?
93. Okay, but they used robotics mainly for their dinosaurs, and that's why they look so real.
They were very creative with the CGI, especially when you see the T-Rex
Yes.
Out in the compound. What it was dark, it was rainy,
Yes.
and that allowed them to mask a lot of the issues would have with CGI, so it looks much better.
Now, I haven't seen it since they've blown it up to HD, so it might look a little, you know, but
no,
really,
still holds.
I mean, because if you watch some like Star Wars stuff, you can see how they like blurred the undercarriage of like the hovercrafts and stuff. It's so obvious, you know.
Still holds up to this day, which is impressive.
That is very impressive. Good for them, because I love that series. I know they're kind of redoing it, but it's been great. But yeah, that meme, seriously hilarious. Everybody lost their shit when Facebook went down. Mine's a little bit different here. I saw this and I literally could not stop laughing for about 5 straight minutes. Now this is one of my friends copied this from Twitter, and it says, "WTF is burning CDs." And that's not even the funniest part, because that alone is hilarious. If you don't know what burning CDs means, then wow, okay. So then it shows a picture from Lord of the Rings of one of the elves, and it says, "I was there 3,000 years ago, ... Like, he's going to talk about this whole horrible story about how you had to go buy CDs and put them in your computer. And I mean, it's the same as mixtapes. I know kids these days have heard of that. It is the same thing. But the process was actually taking light and burning it into the bottom of a disc, which is why it was called burning the CD. But yeah. Wow. Because you're actually burning that image in there. But
you can't buy a computer with a CD drive anymore.
No. No.
We had flop drives. We had 5.5-inch floppy drives.
I still have floppy drive over there. I got like 3 or 4 of them. I'm not even fucking with you.
House, I still have, we're banded together, Team Disk install package for Windows 95.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Gosh. Now, the next one I'm going to try to find is a meme that says insert disk 32 of 34 or whatever. You know what I mean? Because that's a process that you had to go through there of just sitting next to your computer holding its hand the whole time through the installation. Holy crap, we don't do that anymore, thank God. Oh my goodness. Now I have one more little meme for you because it's Halloween season, and this one I thought was really funny as well. It says, "Always check the kids' Halloween candy," and it shows an almond joy being kind of broken in two, and there's a little piece of paper stuffed in there. And they pull out this little piece of paper and they unfold it, and it says, "We've been trying to reach you about your extended car warranty."
Those never get old.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I get endless phone calls about this crap, which is so annoying, and they're getting real sly about it, and I would honestly not be surprised if this Halloween that actually did happen, where like it's somehow in the candy and they're like trying to sell you something you don't need kind of thing. Because holy crap, that's a problem, people. So, wow. I mean, I just love that. But always definitely check your kids' candy. That's definitely not a bad tip, though. So thought I'd put that on there just for that.
On that subject, the whole thing of check your kids' candy, they're hitting drugs and edibles.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
it also makes sense of no, that's not happening. Drugs are expensive. Nobody's going to be
just giving them out. Razor blades and stuff, maybe. I've seen people do some crazy crap, but never drugs.
Since I was a kid, you know. Yeah. If it's sealed, you're fine. That's all. Well, yeah, we were talking about movies the last little bit.
Yes.
We have a new Wonka movie coming out that they're filming right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this. Timothy Chalamet is going to be playing Wonka. It's an origin story,
Yeah, this is like a
really.
beginning.
And I have good hopes for this because they are doing it. They're partnering and working with Roald Dahl's estate.
Oh, cool.
Like,
Wow.
so it's not just, oh, we're going to take this character and do our own
No,
thing.
yeah, yeah. It actually.
Apparently, based on some of his unpublished writing
Right.
and ideas for the character. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah,
And
me too.
the photo that I sent you, he looks pretty close to a young Gene Wilder.
He really
Like
does.
they,
If you don't know the Gene Wilder
the,
character, because that movie's a tough one to find, I will look up here in a minute to see exactly where you can watch it. But yes, I have Gene Wilder's character as Willy Wonka, which is where you can see the purple. And then you've got our new guy next to him here. Now, he's not in the costume. I showed you that picture already. But yeah, you can obviously see the difference there. But they're very similar. This obviously looks like a younger version of Gene Wilder. I mean, it's amazing, I think. It even looks kind of like a young version of Johnny Depp. Because for those that didn't see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which was also kind of like a remake slash kind of brief origin story, it really just hits on the relationship between Wonka and Wonka's dad. It doesn't really go into the whole behind how he became a chocolatier. So I'm hoping that's where this movie is going to pick up because we really don't know that story at all. And that would be super cool to know. We only know his dad's influences and the Wonka, the golden ticket story, which are both great stories, but we want to know more. So I think that's cool.
excited for the new. It looks the quality, like just production quality from that looks pretty solid. So uh, we'll see. I think it's going to be next year that it comes out. It's going to be a bit, but
Bear with me.
we'll
I'm going to see.
definitely.
Okay, so apparently Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original, is on Netflix right now. So you can actually tune in and watch that, apparently. Um, it's also on HBO Max as well. So if you don't have Netflix but you got HBO or vice versa, poof, there you go. I definitely recommend it. It's really funny. The beginning is extremely slow. I will very much forewarn you about that. If you've never seen the original, don't shut it off after 30 minutes. Please stick with it. Don't turn it off till you see Wonka. If you get to Wonka and you still hate it, then turn it off. Because then you won't like the movie at all. Try the Johnny Depp version. That one wasn't bad.
Both,
But
in the Johnny Depp version, it followed the book much more
I thought so
closely.
too.
Even followed the aesthetics
Yes.
more closely, especially with Wonka's
And
costume.
it's very
But
dark, which I liked too. It's way darker than the original. Which, I mean, the original's not like happy-go-lucky either. So but you'll see the difference.
That's a little psycho.
Just a little. Just a little.
Just a little.
But wow. Wow. No, I'm super excited. I'm hoping we get some more footage from this movie pretty soon here. I know we don't normally talk about movies too often, but hey, why not? And we got The Matrix 4 coming out pretty soon here, so I'm definitely going to be probably talking about that when we learn some more on that one, because that is exciting.
I'm excited for that very much.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm super excited about that movie. And that is also going to be theater and HBO Max as well, which is kind of nice for those of you that have that at home. You don't want to go to theater like me. Man, I didn't get to see James Bond, but that's okay. I have to go to the theater for that. Anyway, I got
It'll come out.
right. I got one last topic for you guys today, and this one was a pretty big breakthrough in antibacterial really resistances, as well as one of the rare diseases that again has kind of plagued a good chunk of the population for quite some time, but we've never had a cure for it. There's been acclaimed cures, from like China and whatnot, but nothing's actually worked. And I'm talking about Lyme disease. I do actually have a family member that does have a Lyme disease, so hopefully they're watching or will watch this at some point, because this is going to be for you. A new antibacteria has been found, believe it or not, in soil of all places, that is not only completely 100% natural and super, super safe, but it only attacks Lyme disease. It will not go after any other part of the immune system or body or organs or even other diseases. It will only attack Lyme disease. There's about 3 other bacterial infections it will also go after as well. Syphilis is one of those. And it can actually go do such a good job, it will completely eradicate the disease in the person. Now, again, they have not done human trials in this yet. They have done in vitro human trials, but they have not done actual human trials, and that's literally what's coming next. So this could seriously become a drug within the next 2 to 5 years, and I it might even be 1 to 3 because they're already starting human trials. Now, let me just say, if this sounds hilariously crazy, here is the chemical structure of the compound, which is known as hygromycin A. Now, there are different versions of hygromycin. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, because it's a tough one. But it is definitely nothing to mess with. It is very serious. They said at its highest dosage is still compared to the safe remedies that you can buy over the counter, like Tylenol, which means that you might actually be able to not have to get a prescription for this. Companies like Pfizer and Merck, Zoetis, all of them can actually start pumping this thing out as an over-the-counter medication that literally is part of like a cold and flu kind of thing, where if you take this for 5 days, twice a day, it will guarantee to rid you of Lyme disease. And they are actually so out there with the claims that they are stating they might be able to actually like aerosol this and get rid of it from nature as well. So you would actually in the future be able to let your kids go play and get tick bite, and they're not going to get Lyme disease anymore because the ticks will no longer have Lyme disease, and so on and so forth kind of thing. Like, it's already in nature, so this isn't going to hurt anything. And since it only attacks Lyme disease, there isn't a downside here. So, I mean, it's not like it's going to mutate or anything. This is a standard chemical structure. It isn't going anywhere. And again, it's found in dirt, which is amazing to think of. So I didn't get a chance to figure out exactly who came up with this amazing discovery. And I know I tried to get you guys that information, but I do have the article posted below for you guys if you want to give that a read. It is really interesting. I want to say Family Guy also kind of hit on this in the past. There was a multiverse episode where they go to the future, or technically a different multiverse where no religion exists and science and technology has advanced so far ahead that it's nothing like we've ever seen in today's world. Quagmire decides he needs to take some medication after he was just being a little too promiscuous with a woman and decide he'll take some Dayquil, cold flu, Lyme disease, HIV, everything kind of pill. It just pops in his mouth and walks down the street like it's no big deal. And I have to say, we're probably getting pretty close to that kind of thing where almost any, massive ailment, there's only a few out there that are left that are like mostly genetic and whatnot, that you literally we're about to cure a good chunk of them. I know HIV, there's a vaccine possibly coming out pretty soon for that. That is showing really good results in humans. Actually, better results in humans than it was in animals, which is surprising. But I think they're doing a second run through. I think it's double blind the second time. So we'll see how that goes.
The mRNA technology that they've been developing over that last decade for COVID vaccines,
exactly,
for HIV as well. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because of COVID and the advances that they made with the mRNA gene there, this has been a huge breakthrough for HIV research. Broke doors down. And so this is advancing really, really quickly. There's also a new polio vaccine that could hopefully change the world, and I think it definitely will. That shows almost a 40% chance of actually working, which is way better than anything we've had before, which was like 5 or 6%, I think. Like really small percentages. Again, huge leaps and bounds here. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for this. You made a good point that this has been pointed out in a movie, technically speaking, before. We're jumping back to Star Trek, everybody. What a surprise. Oh, my goodness. I got to find the little movie clip that I have up here. Oh, that's right. It's in my browser. Let me pull that up for you guys, and I will show you. Reopen. Sorry, everybody. Oh, shoot. I guess I did close it. It was probably playing in the background, bugging the crap out of me. So give me a second to find it really quick here. Goodness sakes. Now, this is from a movie, so I should be able to play this for you guys without getting any issues. Okay, I got to skip some advertisements first here. And turn on the web view. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but I'm playing it. There we go. But as you can see, the doctors are walking down the hall. This is Captain Kirk, William Shatner, as we were just saying. And now this is his doctor going off to the side here to help this poor lady. They've just time traveled, by the way. So they just came from like 2143 back to like 1980 something, I think. I honestly don't remember.
I want to say 86, might be quite.
That might be right. I really can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. He's mentioning dialysis, that the lady needs dialysis, and she's about to die or whatever. He just gives her these pills and walks away. This is literally what I'm talking about. This could seriously be a thing of the past with Lyme disease not actually being a problem anymore. You know?
Well, I love just the tongue-in-cheek, take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
Right. I mean,
as they're in the hospital, these doctors are pushing her out, and she's feeling better, and they don't know why, because she just got pills from 2 centuries later that just cured her kid.
It's a miracle. I mean, I don't know. It's really intriguing. I love to see these advances in technology because honestly, we need them. This is stuff that has been. I mean, it's been around for so long that it's one of those things we didn't even know it was there. I'm a big believer that there's a lot in nature that we haven't discovered yet that can solve a lot of problems in our lives, especially medically. And this is definitely one of those cases where literally somebody took a sample of some soil, just happened to find some bacteria in it, and just happened to find out that bacteria not only doesn't cause Lyme disease, but it kills it, because they actually originally thought it started in, they thought it was one of the key developers to starting the bacteria that causes Lyme disease. So they were like, oh, let's see what happens when we incubate it or whatever. Apparently, that is not what happened. It decided to kill all the bacteria instead. So it was like an antibacterial rather than a bacterial infection. And so that was very intriguing, really cool science. Again, they didn't expect it to do what it did, and they're really happy with the outcome nonetheless. But now they're being extremely cautious when it comes to the human trials, since everything has pointed to like this glorious, amazing new drug that could be coming out that could save us all or whatever. But
yeah,
again, most people don't have Lyme disease. But the few of you that do have Lyme disease, this could seriously be a saving grace for you. And again, in the next couple of years, they're not going to be putting this on TV saying, oh, it's the hygromycin A pill or whatever. They're probably going to have some hoop-de-doo-lah name like Tricidol or whatever. I don't know. It'll have some name like that. And then they'll put some cool jingle on it and make some lady dance and sing and say, I'm cured or whatever. And that'll get you to go to your doctor and get you a pill. So I don't even know if this is going to be a prescription thing. I have a feeling this will be like Claritin, where it starts as a prescription, and after about 3 to 5 years of testing it with doctors working with their patients and seeing how well it works in public, then it will become an over-the-counter prescription or an over-the-counter thing. You'll probably have to go to the pharmacy to get, but hey, to be like, hey, I just got a tick bite and I don't want to have to go to my doctor. I'm coming to my pharmacy to get the medication, and he'll still give you technically 10 pills, 2 to take every day for 5 days that will prevent you from getting Lyme disease. Oh. This also may help with syphilis. Surprisingly, the drug also would attack syphilis and nothing else in the body. And so this could be huge for people that had it for long periods of time. It might actually be scarring their brain and whatnot as well. This could be a huge saver. We already have medications and antibiotics for syphilis, but this is for more resistant antibiotic versions. If it's become resistant to the drugs that you can take, this would be the checkmate pill, essentially. I can take this pill, poof, now I don't have to worry anymore. I know it sounds super crazy out there, but hey, you never know what you're going to find, especially right underneath you, apparently in this case. So awesome. I, again, definitely want to tell everybody to check those sources below. If you're having any questions about anything about the Lyme disease stuff, about the Wonka movie, about Windows 11 installations, because holy moly, that's a headache. If you want to, you can email me at the email address above if you have questions about Windows 11. I might honestly have to do a video on how to install Windows 11, because it is that much of a trick. I'm not even kidding you. So if I ever get to that point, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, and Shatner in space, I mean, that's super cool. Everybody wants to see that, right? So, I mean, anyway, I think we had a great show today. I know I learned something new. I hope you guys did too. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you haven't checked out our new episodes, our main episodes are back. There should be every other Monday. There should be one coming up this coming Monday pretty soon for you. Otherwise, keep us in the loop and check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We will always keep you guys updated on there. Next week, we might be on Thursday afternoon. So again, I will definitely post and let you guys know if that schedule changes for you guys. But I hope you guys all do well. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day, everybody.